We got to be as careful as possible when it comes to our liberation. So today you're going to hear both sides of the story, because we complement each other, my brother. Because we need the militant nature. We complement each other. We definitely complement each other. You'll see that today. It's an honor that in this day and time, we see people's attention towards this consciousness, because at a point, when I first became conscious, I had an issue. Because I was on the streets and I didn't have nothing. My father, he left me at the age of 8. My mother, I met her when I turned 17, and she died the week I met her. She had cancer and diabetes. I had 7 days exactly with my mother, and she died. Yep. So I had every excuse in the world to become a Crip superior. And it's a beautiful thing to know that my Lokes is in here today, right or wrong. Where y'all at? There you go. Where you at? Where else you at? Yeah, the Lokes is in here. And they're not gonna film me on this one, but I got love for my Damu brothers too. And somebody bloody, yeah, all right. He probably is getting a little insecure, like, shit, how much Crips in here? But you know what? It's love.
That's right.
Blue flag, yellow flag, red flag. Doesn't matter. Because we were this complexion before those flags. And we would wear a flag. Right? Name one country that you know that would allow another country to create its flag. So as a Crip, when we take that bandana that's made in China and put it on our head and call it a flag, I say people that wear flags or people that have flags have their own language. People that have flags have their own land. People that have flags have their own music. People that have flags have their own government. So when we walk around as Bloods and Crips and we say that we're flagging, or we have a flag on, or this is my flag, why does your flag say made in China? Your eyes don't look cheeky to me. And people say, yo, you're going against your own brothers. I'm not going against my own brothers. I'm trying to awaken my brothers. That's the first organization I ever joined, was the Crips. Well, I was a lowlife too, for those of you that's in Brooklyn. Y'all know what the lowlives are, and Baby D-Seps, y'all already know. So I was a lowlife, we wore polo, white, you know, branded, name brands, branded, like a slave. That's all we do. We're always talking about is the brand that we had on our ass. Just like horses. Yeah. And that was our whole world. Our whole world was engendered around the principle of discriminating against each other because of what set that we claim. But I had to stay in the set. Because every time I tried to get conscious and ask for help, the only thing that I was given was optimism. The only thing I was given was rhetoric. It's true. We don't like to admit it. I tried to be religious. I've seen my grandmother die waiting for Jesus. I've seen my grandmother's grandmother die waiting for Jesus. I've seen my grandmother's children, my aunt, die waiting for Jesus. One died from domestic violence, 2 died from diabetes, 1 dies from cancer. Everybody hates white people though. Last I checked, white people get cancer too. Black people get cancer, Chinese people get cancer. Jesus. So I started thinking, why don't the world community, since everybody's gangster and fighting against each other, why don't the world community fight disease? Because disease is kicking all of our asses in every culture, in every race. Every race gets diabetes, but every race wants to fight each other. Every race gets cancer, but every race wants to fight each other. So after one of these races win the war, the oppressor will still live. It's called disease. We gotta solve the disease problem. And what is one of the biggest diseases we have in the world? Poverty. Ignorance is a subdivision of poverty. Because you have the lack of knowledge and know-how, you'll be in poverty. Look up the word poverty. It just means to have limited resources and the inability to own. So this means somebody can have a house in their name, but if the house has a mortgage.
So this is Rasta Man Peace. So this is one that skipped me. All right. So I didn't see 2 of his videos, so I'm gonna play both of them. Matter of fact, hold on. I noticed that there's a system volume and there's a zoom volume. All right, so I got it now. Now, this is second time getting pulled over without a license, registration, and insurance. Fast forward a little bit.
Are you the supervisor?
Nope. Why don't you just give him your license and ID and cut the crap? That way you can be on your way.
Because
listen, I don't want to hear all the mumbo jumbo. Okay. All right.
Let's speak to a supervisor.
He's getting ready to walk up, but he's going to tell you the same thing.
All right. I would like to speak to a supervisor.
So, where's your ID or your license?
I don't have that.
You don't have it on you at all?
I don't have that.
You don't have any identification on you?
I'm not sure if you're familiar or anything with
Huh?
missing juvenile.
You don't have any
I
ID?
would like to speak to a supervisor.
Do you have
Hey, yo. So the title is, what would be the final straw to this goddamn stupidity amongst Black people in America? Okay? I don't know about abroad, but I do know about home. What is the final straw about this perpetual stupidity that Black folks just seem to indulge in? All right? Pure stupidity, man.
have ID on you? They're going to ask you the same thing. So you can just cut to the chase and you can be on your way. Right?
Hey, the watcher.
You're being audio and video recorded too, just so you know.
I know. So are you
Yeah,
guys.
I want y'all
Can
feedback.
I have
I
your badge
want to
number?
know. Matter of fact, let me do a poll real fast.
Nope.
I can't have.
Because I want to know your suggestions. Everybody in chat, you do a poll real fast. What will be the final straw to end our stupidity? Oh my God. What can I put? Okay, I got it. Cause this stupidity is just ongoing. It's perpetual. You dig? It's forever. It seems like we're going backwards, man. Like there's some stupid shit. Like we are in 2022 and we're talking about traveling like we're in the goddamn 1700s. Yeah. It's definitely, yeah. And guess what? The law is not like, there's no real jail sentence for these people. I thought the same thing because his car's private property. You just can't take it from him. You dig? You just can't take it from him. All you could do is just give him a fine, lock him up, suspend his license. But like, really, I looked into it. Like, there's no real penalty. Like, there's no heavy jail sentence for these guys. It's just not. So they come right back out of prison or jail, not prison, jail for 30 days, 90 days, whatever. And then they just go on with the same shit. And certain police officers just feel bad for them. They stop pulling them over as much.
Have your badge number?
There's no reason for you to have it.
So there's no reason for you guys to have my identification.
Sure there is.
No.
So he can ID you based
The right
on
to
the
travel,
reason
right
they
here.
stopped you on the traffic stop.
The right to travel. The right to mode of conveyance.
Where'd you get that piece of
The
paper?
right to, it's You take an oath to a Constitution.
Oh, okay.
I just gave him the
You
paper.
you printed
I
that
just
out
gave him the
yourself?
paper right there. That's what officers take an oath to. So, can I speak to a supervisor?
He's getting ready to walk up.
All right.
But we have to have a way to ID you.
No,
Right.
I have to have a way to ID you.
And
You
you'll
guys.
So he said no, and the police officer obviously got a way to identify himself, but you don't have a way to identify yourself. Okay, cool. But here's the problem here. You mean to tell me you get to get behind a motor vehicle, which is a deadly weapon, You're allowed to get in behind a motor vehicle intoxicated? Are you telling us you have the right to travel in a motor vehicle intoxicated? I mean, what age restriction is there? You dig? So a 13-year-old, a 9-year-old, a 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 8-year-old can hop, a 60-year-old, 70-year-old, and 90-year-old can hop behind a motor vehicle and just travel. So let's not stop there. Listen, let's not stop there. Why do you got to go down a one way? Why you can't go down the one way the opposite way? You're still traveling. Let's think. Why I can't go down the one way the opposite way? I'm traveling. It's an inconvenience to go around the block. So I'll just turn around. There's no cars coming. I will turn around, go down the one way the opposite way. I'm just traveling backwards. I can go through any town, whatever speed I want, because I'm traveling. Okay? Apartment complex with kids all around. I can do 100 back there because I'm traveling.
You'll
Pulling
get
me over.
the officer's name that
No,
stopped you.
can I have your badge number?
I'm just trying to help him out maybe by trying to talk to you before they come up here and things go away that you might not want them to go.
I would like to speak to a supervisor.
So you have no ID on you at all?
Do you have an ID on you?
Sure, right there.
What's your badge number?
That's my name right there.
What's your nationality?
That's none of your business.
Yo, my man asked him the Hebrew question. What's your nationality? That's none of your business. Good comeback. And now, is this officer pulling out his gun? Is this officer pulling out his taser? Is this officer got tear gas or pepper spray? No. He's annoyed, but he's professional so far. So we got to stop the cat. We're doing our lineage, our people, everything about us, our ancestry, a disservice with the cap. Stop the fucking cap. I'm tired of niggas, man. That's why I can't be around them. I like to be around black people. Not niggas, I can't. Believe me when I say this. I hang around no niggas. If they try to hang with us, black people, I chase them out purposely. I don't give a fuck what we talking about. Sports, politics. Once a bum nigga come around, I'm gonna talk about business, success, goals immediately to get that nigga uncomfortable. Believe me, every time a bum nigga come around me and my peoples, I'm gonna talk about things to make them uncomfortable. Dreams, goals, what we're actually doing, how we're gonna make our situations better. I immediately change that subject. Get your bum ass out of here. You dig? I have zero tolerance for bum niggas. Y'all can tolerate them niggas and be their enablers, not me.
Do you have ID on you?
So when I identify myself to you guys, it's
Oregon Trail traveling.
Can I speak to a supervisor?
Hey, yo.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
It tells you that the ID that you guys are looking for, you think I'm gonna give you guys a corporation.
We just think you're gonna do it what everybody else does.
No,
Just show your ID. That's all we
But now the corporation is his made up idea, right? That's his made up idea. It's not even his. As I already explained the origins of this bullshit movement, it comes from white nationalists, white supremacists. It comes from right-wing, alt-right white people who are mad that they can't enforce slavery. That's all it comes. That's really what it comes. Let's stop playing. The states are mad because they cannot enforce slavery. Government will intervene. That's why they're mad. This is why they wanted to count every African slave as a individual for a vote. But the North said, nah, we ain't doing that. And they compromised with the 3/5 compromise. That was the ruling. 3 out of every 5 Africans is 1 vote. So 3 Africans become 1 vote for the South. You dig? Not the way you want it, not the way the African would like the vote to count. No, how the plantation owner wants the vote to count. All right. So the plantation owners were mad that the government intervened and put a stop to that bullshit.
Right. Because that's what you guys take on.
And ever since they became the alt-right, white nationalists, white supremacists. You also got white women who were mad. Let's not leave them out. They end up coming with the white suffrage movement. The women's suffrage movement, but really it was the white women's suffrage movement. And they did was they attacked, not attacked, but they attached black women to it. And yeah, Margaret Sanger was part of that shit. Okay. So yeah, the white women's suffrage movement was angry that only black folks were afforded rights, American rights, 14th Amendment rights, 15, 16th Amendment rights, okay, 17th Amendment rights. They were mad that they were left out, but they took their anger out against black people though. Not even their husbands, their big brothers, their grandfathers, their fathers, their uncles, their brothers. They took it out on black people as though we got any power. Everybody right now, male toxicity, whatever you want to call it, they're going to attack black men as though we have any collective power. We become the targets to everybody bullshit. Okay? So the states were upset, the government intervened and stopped their plantation shit. And ever since then, they've been anti-government. They feel like the government oppressed them. Stop their way of living. Okay, embed that in your brain going forward.
I have my right to
Why are
travel.
you the only one that has a problem with this? Why does everybody else?
Because everybody else is lacking of knowledge.
All right, let me address that from Gary Hart. Gary Hart, that is actually the national, I believe that's a national law, like jaywalking, but every cop does not enforce it. That's even over here, Gary Hart. If you don't have identification on you, they need to identify you because you could be the next world terrorist, you dig? A molester. And yes, I believe that's a I can't say national law, but that's probably a national state law or damn near close. But a lot of states have adopted that law where if you don't have identification, they can take your ass downtown to identify you for the sole purpose of identifying you. Yeah, so you want to keep your ID on you. But a lot of officers, a lot of states don't enforce that. A lot of cities don't enforce that. A lot of towns don't enforce that the same way with jaywalking and sometimes the tent law and also seatbelt. It's not always enforced. They don't always enforce it. If they don't, they put streets will be like San Francisco. Let me see a video. They say my paper please laws prevent druggies and criminals. Liberal states are struggling. Let me see what you got. Let me see what video you got here. All right, let me play this video. I'm gonna play the Watcher video. He put a link in there. Let's see what he got.
Y'all get home safe, okay? Y'all get home safe. My little partners out here, get home safe.
What was that?
Bye, kids. Y'all get home safe, okay? Y'all get home safe. My little partners out here, get home safe, all right?
You catch that little nigga, man? Hold on. You catch a little nigga? He gotta be 12 years old.
Y'all get home safe.
Hey, the guy before him. What the what is this? They both putting them gang signs. These little pieces of shit both putting them gang signs.
Y'all get home safe. My little partners out here, get home safe, all right?
They all doing that.
I'm sorry y'all gotta be going through see all this shit. Okay. Get home safe.
Yeah, this is the elementary school, and these little piece of shit kids are throwing up gang signs and pointing, making gun gestures.
They gotta walk through this shit. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. All right, let me check the other link. These little niggas, man, little piece of shit future thugs throwing up gang signs and gun signs and shit, gun gestures. Little niggas need to be monitored. All right, hold on. Let me see where we at now. Let me click the other link. Yeah, that's crazy. They gotta walk through that. But them little gangbangers I just seen. I don't know. Piece of shit future thugs throwing up gang. I don't appreciate that. All right, where's your other link? Oh, same link. All right, cool. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. They gotta walk through that. But that little gangbanger, man, I didn't appreciate that. It was like 3 of them back there throwing gang signs and gun gestures. I didn't appreciate that shit.
Oh, okay. So you're smarter than everybody else.
I'm not saying that. I just want to speak to a supervisor.
You're new to this, aren't you?
No.
Because normally guys that have been doing this a while don't need a piece of paper to read from like you.
I mean,
You're new
that's
to
what
it, right?
you guys take over to.
You're new to this, right?
That's what you guys take over to.
You're new to this though, right?
No.
The piece of paper you're holding?
No.
You must be. You're a newbie.
No.
Just hang tight. Somebody will come up and talk to you if you're not willing to cooperate.
Yeah, exactly. Save our youth. So the title of this video is "What will be the last straw for stopping this stupidity and stop enabling this stupidity?" Those little bastards putting their little gang signs up, gun signs, like they should be addressed immediately and isolated.
But you might have to get out of the car.
I don't have to get out of the car.
If we can't ID you, you might have to. So.
Okay, my man said I ain't gotta get out the car. You talking real tough to a guy with a gun. Okay, we'll see. A taser. We'll see. I've never watched this video. I saved it for the live. I should start watching videos in advance because sometimes they be bombing.
You don't have anything in the car you shouldn't have, right? Where are you coming from? Work? School? Store? Nowhere?
I just want to speak to a supervisor. That's
For individual units, if you can check their email, there should be a picture of her in there. I'm in 1842.
Intro sovereign. Right. You gotta read a piece of paper, right? The police officer was correct though. Like, yo, you new to this shit.
Am I being detained?
Now, let's stop asking that stupid question, okay? For anybody that comes to this live and view what I present, Don't ever ask that stupid question when you're pulled over. The entire suggestion of a traffic stop means that you are detained. Okay? You don't ever got to ask that. When a police officer has his lights on his car, the question you want to ask is, why am I detained, if anything? But if the emergency lights are on, you are detained. The emergency lights mean that. That means that you are detained. Let's stop asking stupid questions, man. I almost throw some more profanity at you, but I'm getting pissed off. What's the last straw to stupidity? Okay? When you're pulled over for any reason, any traffic stop, you are detained. Don't ask that stupid question. All you want to know is why you got pulled over or why you're detained. That's it. If you got a question at all, but I wouldn't even ask that dumbass question. I will only ask that question if the officer is asking me questions about everything other than the traffic stop. Then I'll say, officer, yo, what am I pulled over for? What am I detained for?
What?
Am I being detained?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Every single traffic stop is you are detained. Okay.
Yeah, Sosa, that's correct. So he's smart enough to video record his experience. So that's one thing. And then secondly, he's wise enough to put both hands on the steering wheel. With, I'm sorry, Philandro Castile did not do that. Okay, I'm not saying that the police officer is justified. I'm saying that you need to keep both of your hands in plain view, so there's no reason to speculate you're reaching. Okay, keep both of your hands in plain view. Okay, and if you're going to tell a police officer you got a weapon, then you don't want to grab for that gun. If anything, I'll tell my girlfriend, I'll say, I'll keep my hands in plain view. First of all, if I'm armed and I'm the driver and it's daylight and I got pulled over, I'm going to have both of my hands outside the window. First of all, I'm going to ask the police officer, does he have a body cam? Once he says no, do you have a dash cam? If he says yes, I'm going to say, is your car positioned to record our, transaction or whatever you got going on here, our contact? If he said yes, I'm gonna put both of my hands out the window. Then I'm gonna say, officer, I am armed on my right hip. So now my hands are out the window where the police dash cam could pick it up, and I'm not reaching for shit. I will give the officer permission to disarm me, but I ain't reaching for shit. Officer, you mind if my girl take it out? But I'm not going for it. I'm not falling for that shit. First of all, I wouldn't even tell a nigga. I will only tell him if I gotta get out the car. But I'm not telling that I got a gun. I'm sorry. I'm not even doing that much. If it's like concealed, where it's impossible to know other than me telling you or you searching me, I'm not telling you. Sorry.
Pennsylvania versus Men's if you need it.
I'll click that link in a second. Yeah, so the thing about fearing for your life, this is why Gary Hart, that's very possible for an officer to shoot you because he feared for life. Again, that's subjective. What you need to do is do yourself a favor and have your video recording in your car. Okay, I should turn my camera on and show you my setup in my car. Maybe I will. Maybe I will tonight. But where's my phone? Matter of fact, I'll show you. Okay? I'm tired of you niggas. Let me show you how it's done. How my setup is in my car. Okay? Niggas gotta see for themselves to believe it. All right. So I'm going to show tonight. So I'm in my car right now. I'm going to show tonight the setup that you need to have in your car. Let me see what my camera looking like right now. Car a little junky. You dig what I'm saying here? Right now, how I reverse this video? Give me a second. I gotta figure out to reverse the camera. This cop taking long. Okay, so now this is the more the video's gonna shut off because he shut the shit off because obviously the shit ain't working out for him. So Moors typically cut the camera off when they get locked up. But when they get let go, they let the camera run. So what's the point of showing the traffic infraction if you ain't gonna let us see the end result? Okay, maybe he will. All right, so I'm going to figure out how to reverse this damn camera so you can see my setup.
Hey, Mr. Jackson. So I got my supervisor right here. This is Corporal
How
Sager.
you doing, Mr. Supervisor?
This is,
Hey,
this
can
is
I
Mr. Jackson. This is Corporal Sager.
can I have your badge number?
Sure, 5783.
5783.
Yeah, and again, my name is Corporal Sager. You can see it right here.
All right. Can I have that paper that the one of you he has it? That officer has it.
What paper is that we got?
It's a paper that that you guys take an oath to.
Sure,
That
we'll
officers
walk
take an
around.
oath to.
Okay, so here's where we are, Mr. Jackson. We positively identified who you are.
But that's not me. That's not me as the
Right,
flesh.
but that's the name that you had to use to the MVA to get the privilege to drive. Unfortunately, your privilege to drive is not complete because you only have what's called a Class C learners. And in the state of Maryland, somebody with a Class C learners needs to have somebody over a certain age with a valid license in the driver's seat to be able to continue driving. Okay? So I know that you're not the one that came up with these rules, right? You may not have even, you're a younger man, you may not have even voted for somebody who came up with them. Okay, but they are the rules that we follow here on the streets of Baltimore County.
That you guys follow. They're the rules that you guys that applies to you guys, not me.
Yeah, unfortunately, it applies to everybody that's traveling on the Baltimore County road.
That's true.
Okay?
Well, I'm traveling.
So I know that you sort of wish that this isn't the case, and it might be that through advocacy and through your vote and through your voice, you're able to make changes that you feel would make a better society. But we are currently living and functioning in the society as it stands now.
But
okay?
those laws doesn't apply to me.
They sure do. Okay, so what we're trying to do is work within those laws to cut you as much of a break as possible. Okay, because I understand if you don't self-identify as Mr. Jackson, if you self-identify as something else, the fact that you're going to receive citations today is really going to jam you up because you'll probably FTA for court and it'll become an issue with a warrant later on. What we're trying to do is keep this as easy for you as possible. Currently, your car is parked blocking a driveway, which gives us the right to tow it because you're not going to be able to move this car because you don't have a valid license. What I would like to be able to do, with your permission, of course, is I would like to move your car into a valid parking spot. That would be a couple of
I can move it up.
Okay? So then from that point on, if you have a valid licensed driver that wants to swing...
Yeah, y'all wrong. Sosa said he needs an adult to drive with him. He got a learner's permit. Stupidity at its finest. Right. So I really want you guys to, help me out in the chat. What is the final straw to stop this stupidity? Not just this, but everything Sosa's dealing with on the Pseudo Killers channel, everything, Science with Sean's dealing with on his channel, Chief X on his channel, everybody, and you guys in your personal life, right? When you guys go to work or in your society, in your circumference, your circles, you hear stupidity. What is going to be the final straw for people to stop being perpetually stupid? Like, cause it's really making me have zero tolerance for them, man. Like, I have no remorse. And believe me, there's other people as well feeling like that, but they're in authoritative positions. I'm not. So if y'all love these people, then y'all should have some remedies for these people. I don't love these people. I'm telling you right now, I'm black-hearted. I don't give a shit about niggas like this.
Swing by and drive this car away. The car's great to do so, right? Your license is valid. It's just a learner.
I don't have a license.
You don't have a full license. You have
I don't have a
learners.
license.
Okay, so I'm willing to work for that because the fact that you're going to receive citations today is already going to be a little bit of a financial burden on you. But I don't.
Hey, who said that? Who said that? Who said that? So Gary Hart said those are some nice police. Gary Hart. That's why I try to tell you guys, like, our experience up north are different than your experiences down south. Don't forget where majority of slaves were. I think 85, Sosa knows, 85%, a little bit less, a little bit more, of the slaves were in the South. They were in the South for a reason, because